your home for Super Bowl 52. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. All new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
Ahead on Primetime, caught on camera, a man apparently trying to break into a Barrigada home takes off with a sacred relic. Plus, the head of public health speaks about his accomplishments and challenges leading up to his retirement day. And new information revealed, military documents give an idea of where the bodies of 8 Chamorros killed during World War II were buried.
Good evening, Guahusinik Delgado. It's a video that's making its rounds on social media. A man trying to break into a Barrigada home in broad daylight. While the intruder would never make it past the front door, he left with an item that carries sentimental value. Crystal Paco reports.
It's an old Chamorro saying. In English, translates to God is not sleeping. Barrigada Mayor June Blas is reacting to a recent burglary in her village. On Wednesday, in broad daylight, a man tried to sneak into a home just steps away from the San Vicente Catholic Church. When he realizes he's being watched, he breaks the homeowner's surveillance camera. Though he'd never make it past the front door, the thief did walk away with a 24-inch Blessed Mother relic.
The Lord's always watching. And for his Mother Mary to be stolen, it's a statue that would break a person's heart, especially if you're a Catholic and who you believe and what you believe. I know the owner is very upset, but he said that, of course, they'll prevail in terms of finding the person.
The surveillance footage was initially shared in the Barrigada Neighborhood Watch's WhatsApp group. It's since been shared dozens of times in other chat groups and social media platforms. Blas says technology has been an asset in fighting crime.
Please report any suspicious vehicles or anyone you think. Take photos. Technology nowadays, it's all there. And or even take license plates and everything. That will help us, fight crime, and we have to fight crime together as a community.
The village's Neighborhood Watch program started in 2013 and continues to grow.
We are taking control of our village. We're going to take control. We are not going to let this, take this over our community.
And to the thief who made off with the beloved religious relic.
If you think that we're not watching, we are. It may not be right there, right then, but with social media and these pictures going around, we are going to catch these people.
If you have any information, you are urged to call Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
It was an early morning scare for one man after being attacked at a gas station in Dededo. It wasn't long, though, before police found the suspect. 28-year-old Bayo Bai Lickety is charged with carjacking, burglary, assault, and theft. Court documents state the victim was sleeping in his car in the gas station parking lot just after 1 a.m. today when the suspect woke him up. The suspect then telling him to move his car because he was blocking traffic. His alleged attacker then followed him, asking if he would buy him something. That's when the victim noticed money was missing from his wallet and asked the suspect if he took it. The suspect responded by allegedly punching him in the face multiple times before taking off. He was later spotted at a local game room. The suspect apologizing to police, saying he panicked and ran away because he's on probation. Police also found money on him, but he denied ever stealing any cash. Doctor's orders will keep former math teacher Serafin Regis Pablo out of jail for now. In a letter from his doctor to the court, she states Pablo's current condition is unstable, noting he was recently treated for a fall and loss of consciousness as well as a viral infection. Pablo, who was 74 years old, was convicted of second-degree criminal sexual conduct as a first-degree felony. He was sentenced to 5 years behind bars. KUAM files show he forced himself on a 6th-grade student while on campus. During a hearing this week, the court delayed his self-surrender date later this month as recommended by his physician. Pablo will start his jail term on February 14th. Closing arguments in the trial against 22-year-old Austin Barcenas is scheduled for Monday. Barcenas is accused of drugging, then raping a teen girl at his house during a sleepover. Though Barcenas' semen was found in the girl's underwear, so was a second sample belonging to a Caucasian male. After counsels have addressed jurors one last time, they'll head into deliberations. At least 3 named defendants in 160-plus clergy sexual abuse lawsuits have yet to be serviced. Federal court filings show plaintiffs' counsel has asked for at least a 2-month extension to serve former St. Anthony Catholic school teacher Ray Kaluag, the Capuchin Franciscans, and the Congregation A Sancta Crusade, better known as the Holy Cross. Kaluag, who is accused of child sexual abuse, currently lives in the Philippines. The Capuchins and the Holy Cross court documents state are located in Italy, and their complaint and summons will need to be translated into Italian. Over 160 clergy sexual abuse lawsuits have been filed against alleged child molesters, as well as parties believed to have helped cover up the abuse. Though majority have expressed interest in out-of-court settlement, parties continue to hash out the pre-mediation protocol. Updates will be provided in a hearing in the federal court next month. A senior district judge from Hawaii, Susan Oki-Malwe, will preside over the federal lawsuit challenging the Chamorro Land Trust Act. She is the designee now that Guam District Court Chief Judge Francis Tedinko Gatewood has disqualified herself from the case. The U.S. Justice Department filed the complaint in September. It alleged that the 1975 Act, which provides land leases to native Chamorros, violates the federal civil rights law and discriminates against non-Chamorros. Judge Gatewood's recusal order does not specify a reason, but one of the key defendants in the case, Land Management Director Michael Borja, who is also the administrative director of the Land Trust Commission, is Judge Gatewood's brother-in-law. Staff recruitment, funding, and medical marijuana. Some of the challenges the head of the government's public health agency highlights during his final days at the helm. He's retiring. Carmen Talahi reports.
He starts and ends his career of 21 years of working in the government at the Department of Public Health and Social Services. With 6 years as a director, James Gillen is retiring. The soon-to-be ex-director of the department spoke at a Rotary Club meeting on Thursday. As the head of public health, he wore many hats, including overseeing the Department of Environmental Health and Welfare Programs. So, the reason he's leaving?
I'm leaving again, I'll tell you, over the marijuana program. Because this was the last straw. This was the last straw. Tired of getting mandated to do something without giving sufficient resources.
The medicinal marijuana program was never fully implemented under his watch. He says the reason being legislative mandates without the resources.
The expectations from the public are very high. I think a lot of times our policymakers do an injustice because they continue to promise people that all of these good things are going to happen for them. We're going to do the cannabis as medicine program. I don't have any staff. We don't have any money for a lab.
The cost of a laboratory upwards of $1 million that he says is critical in promising cannabis as medicine to patients.
The government of Guam gets the bad rap for not doing what they're supposed to do. Well, I can't run the medicinal marijuana program without staff. I don't need a lot, but I do need a lab, and it shouldn't be public health as the lab. It has to be an independent lab.
Gillen also spoke on the other challenges he'll be leaving behind.
If you ask any line agency director what the 2 major challenges are for their agencies, it's recruitment and purchasing, because we don't control it, and it takes forever to get things.
KUAM confirms Deputy Leo Casil will be acting director following Gillen's retirement on Friday. Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Terlahi.
Thanks, Carmen. Well, did you fuel up yet? Prices at the pump are going up again so far. There's been a 15-cent increase at Mobil and 76 gas stations. The price for a regular gallon of gas is now $4.17. The price at last check for Shell remained unchanged. However, they are expected to raise their prices as well. Well, stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Leave no room for doubts this Valentine's Day by heading to IT&E. For February only, get your boo the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 for just $59. And for the Apple lovers, get the 10 for just $199 on the 40 gig 4G LTE data plan. Or two S8s for just $199 on a share plan. This sweetheart deal is available for a limited time only.
Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. And during Ram Truck Month, save up to $97.50 on new Ram trucks. Cars Plus has a great selection of 2018 Ram trucks. Plus, shop our remaining 2017 Ram 1500s. Voted KUAM's best truck 2 years in a row. The Ram truck comes with a 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty. And with 1.99 APR financing for qualified buyers, there's no better time to buy than now. It's Ram Truck Month, and only Cars Plus and Mighty has the trucks. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Hi, I'm Carl Lamort, the new face of Heineken Light. It has everything you want from a light beer, and it tastes great. Finally, a light beer that has it all.
It's a little intense.
I've only ever played villains.
Let's try gentler.
I could do gentler. Hi, I'm Carl Lamort, the new face...
The light beer that has it all.
We'll give you a call.
I'll give you a call.
Low calories, low alcohol, and a great taste deserves a spokesperson that has it all.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back. It's been 77 years, but the wound is still fresh. Many Chamorros were killed and tortured during the Japanese occupation. While we believe we know the story, including the Chiquin massacre in Jigo, recently discovered records reveal new information. Keani Mediola has the story.
Guam will never forget the erasable mark that World War II left on our island and its people, especially our Manunku, who had lived and endured the tragedies of the Japanese occupation, one of which is the Chaguian massacre that resulted in the death of many Chamorros and mass unmarked graves. Jigo resident John Blas is the chairman of the annual Chaguian Memorial Ceremony, which happens every 8th of August, after the urging of residents eager to find out what happened to their family members of that time. He requested records from the Marine Corps Historical Division for the 21st USMC Regiment in 2017. In these files contained a shocking revelation.
I discovered from their entries on the daily journal, Operation Journal, that they discovered, the Marines, the same unit, discovered 7 more bodies. And they only listed the name of the location, which is Salisbury.
This area, called Salisbury, extends from what is now the Machanao Elementary School up to Chalin Ramirez in Jigo. And although they have a general idea of where the 7 bodies of these Chamorro men are, it would be a challenge to pinpoint the exact location. But he says it's possible.
It can be pinpointed by a grid coordinate, you know, and then using GPS we can pinpoint that thing. It could be underneath a store out there, or underneath somebody's house.
Ultimately, Blas wants the public to know about these records, but wants to make it clear.
We cannot possibly identify their remains. There's no witness.
But he wants to try to at least establish connections with those who lost family members during the war. This may seem simple, however, in his experience,
Chamorro people, especially our elders, they're very complacent, and they forgive, but they never forget, but they don't want to bring it up.
He and Jigo Mayor Rudy Matanani have plans to install a memorial for these individuals at the Chaguian Memorial Site. With the deadline for war reparation and the annual Chaguian Massacre Memorial fast approaching, Blas hopes that by revealing these documents, next of kin and descendants of loved ones will finally have closure. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Keani Mendiola.
Thanks, Keani. How much weight is too much when it comes to protecting our roadways? That's the underlying question the Transportation Committee is tackling as it brokers a solution between public works and the trucking, construction, and import industries. Various solutions were discussed in the roundtable meeting, from raising the 80,000-pound limit to building a haul road specifically for heavy vehicles. But the challenge is how to balance the preservation of highways with the cost of goods. Hermit Kea of Wholesale Microchip Brokers explains it in terms the average consumer can understand.
That 50-pound bag of rice would go from $22.75 wholesale to $28.51. On the retail, on the shelf, it goes from $34 to $43. So tell me, do you want our people to suffer even more by paying for a 50-pound bag of rice because our law, was designed this way?
Transportation Chairman Senator Frank Uggan is planning further roundtable discussions. The Guam Environmental Protection Agency was awarded a grant to replace 3 old school buses to curb harmful pollution from large diesel sources. The $83,000 Diesel Emission Reduction Act grant is administered by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's West Coast Collaborative. It's a clean air public-private partnership that leverages public and private funds to reduce emissions from the most polluting diesel sources in impacted communities. Guam EPA contributed an additional $55 grand in matching funds to implement the project. If the Chamber Businesswomen's Network's 3rd annual job fair is any indication, the local labor market appears to be thriving. The event drew a large crowd of eager job seekers looking for new opportunities. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The relatively low unemployment rate here makes Guam an employee market. As Chamber President Catherine Castro explains, if you want work, you can probably find it.
The hotel industry is looking, construction is looking, contractors are looking, telecommunications. There's so many opportunities out there for everybody. And if you want a job, there's no reason why you can't have one.
More than 24 companies were on hand for Thursday's event at the Westin. Ron Lux of First Command Financial Services says his company was looking to hire financial advisors.
Here, you get a nice, diverse access to people that I may not have, during my day-to-day activities. So here's a good way for us to reach out in the community, especially we want to hire women, and so this is a perfect atmosphere for us.
There was a mix of new job seekers and the more experienced.
I'm here to find a job, because I really need to start working, and I'm really looking forward to my own education and my life.
I've been a teacher for about 8 years. I have a background in marketing. I've also been in the service industry for about 8 years plus, so I'm just looking to see what is here, I guess.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
The moon put on a special show for us here overnight in a combination of 3 lunar events. No matter what part of the island you might have been, experts say all you had to do was look up.
It was a sight that hasn't been seen in more than a century.
152 years. And, yeah, wow.
Former Zotnya Mayor Kenjo Addett was among spectators, spending their hump day evening looking up at the sky.
I expected to see really blue, but it looked like a normal moon that always graces Guam.
Many across the globe were doing the same, stargazers getting a glimpse of the triple cosmic threat, a super blue blood moon eclipse.
Everybody kept talking about it, so I was just curious to see what it looked like.
A spectacle that people like Thelma Kichicho and Josie Tekenko say they couldn't miss.
I kind of only caught it right before it turned red, so I didn't catch the supermoon part.
The moon was just real bright, and then we turned off all the lights in the house and even outside, and it was like different. It was like more brighter than usual.
A supermoon refers to its position to Earth when it is closer and looks bigger and brighter than usual. Blue means a second full moon in a calendar month, and blood describes the reddish glow that happens during a total lunar eclipse. And if you missed it this time, well, you'll just have to wait another 20 years to catch the next one.
I feel pretty awesome, pretty honored that I was still alive to see that, to witness that, yeah.
And in the U.S., people in Hawaii and Alaska reportedly had the best views of the trifecta. Well, sports is next, but first, here's your island weather.
Managing our wireless data used to drive my family crazy. But now that we've switched to GTA and get all that bonus data, we're spreading the love. You sure you don't mind the wait, honey?
Take your time. I'm good.
But we're missing the game.
Nope. I've got bonus data from GTA. Come watch.
Love it.
Get 10 extra gigs of wireless data on every line every month when you bundle. Visit gta.net for more details.
Last year, over 3.7 million people passed through AB Wampat International Airport on over 60,400 flights en route from 24 originating points from key Asian cities, Micronesia, and Honolulu. And with each plane, Guam International Airport helps grow and strengthen our local economy through more jobs. This contributes $2.3 billion annually to Guam's economy, benefiting all industries, from hotels and restaurants to retail, finance, and manufacturing. All this contributes to Guam's tax base, which funds the schools, roads, and infrastructure that keep Guam moving up. So keep looking up. Hulu, because Guam International Airport is how Guam comes home and where Guam's future arrives.